I'm 88 years old, and this morning, like most mornings now, I opened my bank statement on the kitchen table. The numbers are still there, healthy, comfortable, more than I'll ever need for however many months I have left. I used to check these numbers every week, sometimes twice a week. It gave me a feeling I can't quite describe anymore. Security, maybe. Proof that I was doing things right. Now I look at them and feel almost nothing. Just this quiet ache, like I traded something I can't name for something that doesn't matter. I don't know exactly when it started. Maybe in my late 20s. I had just gotten a promotion at the firm. Accounting. Numbers were always easy for me. Clean. Predictable. I liked it. You could solve things on paper and know you were right. My wife, Ellen, was pregnant with our first, a boy. We named him Thomas. I remember thinking I needed to provide. That was the word everyone used back then. Provide. Be responsible. Make sure your family never wants for anything. So I worked. Not crazy hours at first, just solid hours. 50 a week, then 55, then 60 when things got busy during tax season. I'd come home after 8 most nights. Ellen would have dinner waiting. Thomas would already be in his crib. She never complained, not really. She'd say things like, "He asked for you today," or "You should have seen him smile." And I'd say, "I'll see it tomorrow." But tomorrow I'd be tired or distracted, or there'd be another file on my desk that needed finishing. I told myself it was temporary, that once I made partner, things would ease up. Once we paid off the house, once we built up enough savings. There was always a next thing. Thomas grew up fast, faster than I expected. One day he was 3. Then 7, then 13. I have these flashes of memory from those years, but they're thin, blurry around the edges. I missed his first baseball game, had a client meeting, missed his 8th birthday party, tax deadline. I was there for some things. I'm not saying I was absent entirely, but I wasn't present either, not really. I was thinking about work even when I was home. Running numbers in my head, planning the next day. Ellen started going quiet around me. Not angry, just distant, like she'd stopped expecting me to show up even when I was in the room. We had another child, a daughter, Claire. She was shy, softer than Thomas. She used to draw pictures for me and leave them on the counter, little crayon drawings of our family. She always drew me in a suit with a briefcase. I thought it was cute. Now I think maybe she was trying to tell me something. By the time I was 45, I'd made partner. The money got better, much better. We moved to a bigger house, took a vacation to the coast once a year. I bought Ellen a new car, put both kids through good schools. I thought I was winning. But Ellen stopped reaching for my hand in the evenings. Thomas started spending more time with us than with us. Claire got quieter. I didn't notice the shifts when they were happening. You don't. You think there's time. You think you'll reconnect later, after this project, after this quarter, after the next milestone. Then one day, Thomas was 22 and moving out. I helped him pack the truck, shook his hand, told him I was proud of him. He said thanks, and that was it. We didn't talk much after that. A phone call every few weeks, visits on holidays, polite, functional, like acquaintances. I told myself that was normal. That's just how it is when kids grow up. But I knew other men whose sons called them for advice, whose daughters stopped by just to talk. I wasn't that. Claire moved away for college and stayed away. She got married at 26, small wedding,
I walked her down the aisle, smiled for the pictures. She didn't ask me to give a speech. Ellen got sick when I was 63, breast cancer, stage 3 by the time they caught it. I took time off work to be with her during treatment. Not much, a day here and there. I thought I was being supportive. She died 14 months later. At the funeral, someone said she was a strong woman, that she carried a lot on her own. I agreed. It wasn't until later, alone in the house, that I realized what they meant. She had carried everything, the kids, the house, the loneliness, me, and I had let her. I worked for another 6 years after that, retired at 69, sold my shares in the firm, set myself up comfortably. Then I came home to a quiet house and had no idea what to do. I started calling Thomas more, once a week, tried to ask about his life, his kids, my grandchildren, but the conversations felt stiff, like we were both performing. I met my grandchildren maybe a dozen times before they grew up. They were polite to me, called me Grandpa, but I was essentially a stranger. One of them asked his dad once while I was in the room, "Who is that?" Thomas said, "That's my father." Not cruelly, just factually. Claire and I talk even less. She sends cards on birthdays and Christmas, calls twice a year. Our conversations last maybe 10 minutes. I thought about apologizing once, actually picked up the phone and dialed her number, but when she answered, I couldn't figure out what to say. How do you apologize for 30 years of being somewhere else? I live alone now. Same house I bought when I made partner. Too big for one person. I thought about selling it, but I don't know where I'd go. Most days I sit in the kitchen, drink coffee, read the paper, check my bank account like it's a habit I can't break. The money is still there. More than enough for whatever care I'll need at the end. Enough to leave behind for Thomas and Claire, though I doubt they need it. And I look at it and think, this is what I chose. Not consciously, not all at once, but in 1,000 small moments. 1,000 times I said, not now. 1,000 times I prioritized the wrong thing because I thought there'd be time later. There wasn't. You can't buy time back. You can't call someone who's gone and say you're sorry. You can't redo a childhood or a marriage or a lifetime of Tuesday evenings. I thought success meant providing, building, securing, and I did that. I succeeded by every measure I set for myself. But no one remembers me for it. My kids don't tell stories about the vacations I paid for or the college tuition I covered. They don't remember the promotions or the raises. They remember I wasn't there. And the worst part is, I can't even argue with them. I don't know what happens after this. I have a few more years left if I'm lucky, probably less. The doctor tells me my heart isn't what it used to be. Neither is the rest of me. I won't get to fix this. I won't get another chance to show up, to be the father or husband I should have been. That time is over. If you're younger than me and you're listening to this, I'm not here to tell you to quit your job or stop caring about your future. I'm not here to preach. But I wish someone had told me that the things you delay don't wait for you, that your children will grow up whether you're watching or not, that the people you love will stop reaching for you if you pull away enough times, that a full bank account means nothing when you're sitting alone at 88, wishing you could go back and choose differently. I can't, but maybe you still can. If this meant something to you, I'd be grateful if you'd take a moment to share it. Not for me, but for someone else who might need to hear it before it's too late. Thank you for listening.